Hello, everyone. This is X Bethelite here, 937-789-4029. People have requested that I talk about Islam. I've made it very clear that I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness, and I am not very knowledgeable about Islam. However, I can speak on what I think about the situation. You have an ongoing discussion that I feel is pointless. The discussion is Islam a religion of peace? Obviously, when you sit a Muslim down and you ask them if Islam is a religion of peace, they're going to say no. Of course, they're going to say yes. You're going to be talking to people who are not violent, who have no intent on being violent, and who enjoy peaceful verses in the Quran. They may not even be aware of violent ones. This is a pointless discussion. Talking to people who are not violent and asking them if their religion is peaceful. Just stop that discussion. It is stupid. It is literally stupid. You have people who are teaching out of the Quran and observing their holy days of Ramadan and things associated with it that are not causing a problem. It is simple. Leave them alone. There are other people who are teaching extremist beliefs. Very simple. Stop them before they end up, this is the key word, before they end up hurting someone. Stop waiting until something is blown up or until someone opens up shooting in a crowd of people before you do something about it. Now, keep in mind, there is a big difference. It is not very difficult to decipher between a religion that teaches out of the Quran various holy days, various things to eat, various things not to eat, and the like, and people who are teaching and indoctrinating that different political groups or countries are evil, and that a holy war is necessary, a jihad or a holy war. This is difference between night and day. Stop bringing Muslims on television shows who are not at war, who are not teaching that they should be at war, and asking them if their religion is peaceful. Simply stop the ones who are teaching jihad. That can't be a very difficult thing to decipher. This mosque is teaching people to blow people up. We should probably put a stop to that. Now, if that was something that was going on in the U.S., again, it really wouldn't. I don't believe that it would be that difficult to decipher who is teaching something like that, because you would think it would take a little bit of time before a person becomes indoctrinated. Meaning, this is something that's been spoken about more than once. And It's just no way. I do not believe that their family, if their family is doing what they should be doing, that person's family has no idea that their son, daughter is being taught extreme beliefs. Here's an issue that I have. Number one, stop bringing people on asking if their religion is peaceful as if they're going to just say that it's not peaceful. Why are you bringing them on and even asking that question? They're not going to say that it's not peaceful because the peaceful people don't believe that it's not peaceful. I don't want to keep going on and on about that topic, but it just seems foolish in the wake of people dying that you want to have a nice dialogue over a dumb subject. The subject is stupid because it's obvious that some are peaceful and some are not. Stop the ones that aren't. Here's an example of what I'm saying. I'm not knowledgeable about Islam, but I do know that we don't do a very good job in the United States, and I think that we can do a lot better at watching Christian extremists and keeping Christian extremists from indoctrinating people and growing into a large group and operating in ways that they should not. Look at the view here. The Jehovah's Witnesses are a prime example of a group of people who are not taxed by the government. The government recognizes them as a religion, and they are going around telling people not to take blood transfusions, that the government is essentially evil because it's run by the devil, and that the government is going to turn on their religion. This is just not even a difficult thing to decipher what the issue is. It's the problem is people don't want to do anything about it. We want to have discussions that probably just raise our ratings. I think bringing people on and asking if Islam is a religion of peace probably is a nice thing for your ratings, but it's not stopping the people who are teaching just, things that will do others harm. I don't believe that we can not watch religion in general. Just leave it something that is completely ungoverned, to some degree completely ungoverned, and think that everything is going to be okay. Religion can be used as a weapon. Everyone is up in arms. I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people are very concerned that North Korea may obtain the ability to send a very deadly weapon into the United States and into some of the United States allies. That's a reasonable concern. Now, what are they doing? They're trying to stop them before it becomes an issue. They're looking into the future. This is something that if they obtain, they are pursuing it. And if they obtain it, that could spiral out of control. Let's stop it. It's the same with religion. You have mainstream religion that pretty much teaches a very acceptable version of whatever their holy book text talks about. And then you have other groups that splinter off and teach things that are not in accordance with the main group. And some of these people teach things that are very extreme. This is something that's been going on. This is what we should do. We should have, I guess, a similar concern that we have with North Korea. We want to stop it before it becomes an issue. Russia, I don't know a lot about Russia, but I was very pleased when Russia stood up and said, we are going to stop this before it ever becomes a big issue. This is a religious group that is stirring things up. It's talking about other churches in a manner that it's going to stir up contentions here. It's not, it's teaching that the government is going to turn on them. It's teaching them, stop them before something happens. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. We need to stop cults. We need to stop cults in Christianity. We need to stop cults in Islam. We can't deal with whatever is going on in another country with respects to a religion. That country is going to have to kind of govern religion themselves. See, we've gotten ourselves into an issue here because we've allowed religion to run rampant. It's like if you had a yard this size and you just allowed weeds to just run rampant. Well, if you wait until it starts killing off all your flowers, well, now you got a problem, because look at how big the problem is. Stop it before it gets that big. So I have to say what I feel about the matter. And this is, again, what I feel, because I am not well versed in Islam. I'm not a Muslim. I haven't studied under any particular Muslim teacher. I'm talking from my perspective. My perspective says people who are teaching jihad are different from people who are not. Stop the ones who are teaching it, and don't wait until they do something. Quit trying to be politically correct. You see what I'm saying? Quit trying to not make people upset. You have people who are upset that the Jehovah's Witness religion was banned in Russia. Stop worrying about hurting people's feelings. Worry about stopping religious radicals. Stop cults. Stop religion from being used as a weapon to hurt people. And in my opinion, it's very easy to tell the difference between a cult member, a Jehovah's Witness, and a mainstream Christian that's out trying to help people, feeding the hungry and clothing people who don't have anything, versus Jehovah's Witnesses who are preaching the end of the world and teaching families to shun each other and causing people to commit suicide at large numbers and rates, telling people not to go to college, destroying people's futures. It's not hard to see the difference. So now you have an issue, because this has been going on for a little while, that you have ISIS and all kinds. Now it's an issue because it's been allowed to go on. Now you have, like we said, weeds everywhere, and you got to figure out where to start. Okay, have fun with that because you allowed it to go on. Stop Jehovah's Witnesses before they get to teaching anything any more extreme than they already are. They're not that far away from being able to teach something that could. Jehovah's Witnesses are all around, so it's not that big of a deal. Or I'm sorry, it's not that big of a difference that you have a group of people teaching that the government is going to turn on them and there's going to be this big war and that God is going to fight it, from someone veering away, some radical group veering away, coming from the Jehovah's Witnesses, teaching that the government's going to turn on everyone and we need to fight back. Or the Jehovah's Witnesses themselves doing it. So, honestly, this is my view on it. Stop having pointless discussions as to whether or not a religion is peaceful or not. The Bible has got things in it with respects to warfare. The Quran has got things in it with respect to warfare. There are people who are mainstream that are not teaching those things, and there's people who are cults who are not. Stop letting the cults run rampant, and it won't be an issue. Stop me when I'm wrong. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Stop me where I'm wrong. This is X Wall Kill Bethelite signing out.